Hello and welcome to another episode of Feminine Scope, a program where we discuss issues affecting women, celebrating their triumphs and seeking ways to solve their challenges. I am Amanda Ezekwe. Financially, women have been limited for so long, especially when it comes to having access to short or long-term loans to run their businesses because of some of these reasons: illiteracy, lack of awareness, attitude of bankers and policies. Women's economic empowerment is going to take more than bank accounts, but bank accounts can be powerful tools in the hands of women who are determined to take more control over their lives. Can women be financially empowered? If yes, how can they go about it? Are there policies guiding it? These and more will be our focus on Feminine Scope. My guest for today is an ex-banker, a business owner, and coach. She is the convener of Niger Business Owners, a business-oriented online coaching for SME businesses. You'll get to meet her after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Feminine Scope. Today we'll be discussing women and finance. My guest today, an ex-banker, a business owner and coach. She's the convener of Niger Business Owners, a business-oriented online coaching for SME businesses. As an ex-banker, she's poised to helping small businesses in Nigeria understand the technicalities involved in banking loans for effective business growth. She's a humanitarian and runs an initiative called Single Moms and Widows, a banker turned baker. Humanitarian Elizabeth Udo Kalu. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
So good to have you after a long time. So we're talking about women and finance. What is finance? Let's take it from that angle.
Okay.
In a very simple language.
Okay. When you talk about finance, you're talking about the ability for one to, be independent when it comes to economic value. So if I'm financially stable, that means I can take decisions economically without looking back or looking at anybody to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is financial management important for women?
They said women have this special quality that when God created a woman, she came as a helpmate. Now, if a woman is financially stable, the home front is covered. And if the person happens to be a leader, probably in government or in business, she shields a lot of things and then, takes up a lot of responsibilities. So that is why when a woman is financially stable, she manages a lot of things, and she tries to tie up some loopholes that you think that nothing is happening, but a lot of things are happening.
Sometimes in the, let's take our economic situation right now.
Okay.
Some people feel that women should be at the back seat when it comes to economic empowerment. But we're seeing that women are doing a lot. So what is the importance of women in the economy today?
Amanda, when we talk about leadership position, it's before now that you said a woman's place is in the kitchen. Gone are the days. Women, there's this program I want to start talking about, women wake up, awake women. Because I have an instance, when somebody dies, like a husband dies and the woman is not doing anything, you find out that that home becomes a shattered place. But now, if a woman is in a position where she is financially stable, she manages funds, and she's not relegated to the background, she carries the husband along, she carries the family along, she carries the society along. When you train a woman, you train a nation. So women are no longer relegated to the background. So whoever that is thinking that women should be there, gone are the days. We are in the 21st century, so things have changed. So women are coming up and taking positions in organizations. Women are CEOs right now. So women are taking vital positions that before now were only meant for men. And because we are no longer sitting down, we are really standing up and our shoulders are very high.
So women are going into the economy now to help and also support financially. How can women improve the economy if they are involved in it? Because sometimes they are not even allowed to do so. There are some situations like culturally, because I know that culture plays a major role for women. Sometimes some people don't even believe that a woman should be seen. So now that women are taking charge, how can they help improve the economy?
Okay, like if I am a woman, I'm in a position that is highly placed.
Yes.
One thing that will come to my mind is lifting up other women. And by lifting up other women, I am trying to also place them in positions where in the economy they fix themselves and they move things by way of skill acquisitions. Because if you're in a position where you find yourself that you can handle things without looking back, you should look at how am I going to equip some women? How am I going to get them into skill acquisitions? That is when you're empowering a woman in the social angle. And any woman you empower will always look for 3 or 4 women to also empower. And when you do that, the economy thrives. Because, believe you me, if one single person is changed and you are a woman, like a girl child, let's take for instance a girl child that probably knows how to bake cake, how to make donuts, how to make chin-chin, how to braid hair, how to do makeup. When the girl child is in school, she uses those things to help herself. So she's not going to look at anybody and say, okay, if my uncle doesn't give me money, I'm not going to eat. No, because she knows that one hair that she braids can give her a little money that she will use and train herself in school.
You mentioned something about training one woman and she trains the other. Do you think is actually true? Because people say that women compete a lot with each other. It's just like saying you are a queen, you help your fellow queen adjust your crown.
Yeah.
Women are supposed to collaborate, not compete. Have you seen that functioning in our economy presently?
Yes, in as much as there are still some, deviations from it. I always preach that everywhere I go to. There's this saying that the sky is so wide to, accommodate every bird.
Yes.
Even if there are 1,000 birds, there's still enough space for everybody to strive. As women, we are supposed to help each other, especially if you're in the same industry. Even if you're not in the same industry, you should partner with people in other industries. And when you're doing that, it's not like, there's not supposed to be any competition. Because even if we are in the same industry, we have different customers, you can help me to do something and achieve what I want to achieve, and I'll help you. Let me take an example. Like, I am a baker. I run a bakery in Owerri. And sorry, I have to give an instance with some names right now. I hope is in place. Like, there's this program that bakers handle. It's called the Uncut Learning, and it's somebody's dream. She's a woman, and she still called 4 other bakers in the same industry, and they are helping her to push it forward. Not minding that the money is not coming to them, but they came out all out to help in that. So
she formed them into her team.
Yes. And they're more like sisters than colleagues right now. So as a woman, we should all strive to help each other. I don't think there's anything like competition, because if you help me to do something and I get up there, I will help another person.
Okay, let's get down to the indigent women.
Okay.
Empowering them has been a challenge because most people don't go down to the root where it all started.
Yeah.
SMEs, yes, they are there, but have we ever considered empowering the tomato seller in the market, the bean seller, the vegetable seller, women who do all these things? do they even have access to loans? Let's start with empowering them first.
Okay.
Before going into the loan aspect. So how have people been able to help these women?
You know, I'm not going to talk about people now. Maybe if I can use myself as an example.
Okay.
Like I just finished a program with Institute for Humanitarian Studies and Development, where I graduated and I was inducted as a humanitarian. I didn't just do that because I want to have that name, Humanitarian Elizabeth Kalu. No. I did it because I have this passion to help rural women. Let's take an example. Like December 2020, I came back from the US and I did something for the widows in my village from Abia State. What I did was, yes, I just gave them some maybe food stuff. Then I told them something that I said, we're not going to stop at just giving food stuff because they're going to finish. What we're going to do, like, we'll get a land, we can go to the village, get a land. In my place, we are known for cassava production, gari production. So I told them we're going to get a land and you people are going to plant cassava because we have a vast land in my place. And then we're going to start producing cassava in large quantities. And then we'll produce this gari because gari from my place, even if it stays like 10 days, it's still going to be good. So we'll produce it and then from that, we'll start packaging it to sell it and then you will use it for yourselves. The only thing I'm going to do is to bring probably the machines that we'll use in the production. And then we are happy. You know, I might not have the whole funds to do that. But going into humanitarianism is something that is going to prompt me to like go back to like these indigent women in the villages, in the rural areas, because they really need our help. So if you are probably an elected member, probably in the National Assembly or in the House of Assembly, you should know from your constituency, there are women that don't even have 3 square meals a day. I tell you that. So these people, they need to be empowered. Because you know women are very strong.
True.
You see a woman, even if it's raining, she goes out in the morning. She enters the rain, goes to the farm, and does her thing. It doesn't even look as if she's done anything. Even if she's sick, she still go out and they get food for the family. So a little empowerment from all these people, politicians, from humanitarians, from NGOs, from governments, from the ministries, the MDAs, it will really help. Because if we just neglect them and say it's not our business, it will still fall back to us. So it's very, very good that we should try and empower rural women.
You know, most times when, let me give an example, when it's time for politics, people go straight into the market and indulge the market women and tell them to come out. Do you think that the economy has been fair to these women in terms of, you know, let me use the word, using and dumping them?
Not at all. They've not been fair at all. Because they come once every 4 years. So what's the need? Don't give me fish. Teach me how to fish. That should be the slogan. Don't just go there and give them 10,000 naira for them to vote for you. No. That 10,000 might not even be equal to 3 square meals a day, going by what's the cost of things right now. If you give them, like if I want to like give a rural woman or somebody in the market, I will say, okay, you sell noodles. How much do you need? We're not talking about loans right now. Mm-hmm. How much do you need? And you're in my constituency. You know they have village markets.
Yes.
Those village markets, these women in the village market, they go to the farm and they produce and they come to sell. Let's start from the village markets. Some of these women, they only produce what they can eat. Why not give them money so they can produce what they can eat and then some to sell? And from the one they sell, they will keep doing it over and over again. And they won't come to you for anything. But if you just come on the election, because of election is coming now, you just give them like 10,000, sew aprons for them, put your name and probably your wherever picture for them to vote for you. And after that, you whisk away, go to Abuja or go to wherever you're going to, and then come back again after 4 years. No. So women are already, they are waking up, because if you come to do that one, they will tell you no. They need you to teach them how to fish.
So women that are in the market now, how can they access loans?
Okay, like let me start from a broader perspective. I did banking for more than 15 years, and I've gone to research in some banks. There are some banks that have this loan, especially for women. And they will tell you that these loans are not for everybody. If a company that is registered with corporate affairs has a woman as the sole proprietress or a majority shareholder, that woman deserves to get a loan. And the interest rate is always lower than the normal interest rate. That is for registered businesses. Now, when you talk about the rural woman that is in the market, that person might not really have a business registration. And you know,
of course,
banks,
their businesses are not registered.
and you know, banks, they deal with business registration documents. Yeah. Now, coming to that, that is where NGOs can come in. I cannot go and give a rural woman a loan from the bank because there's no documentation. But when you talk about grants, since we are enlightened, we can now help them to access grants. Even if they are not tech inclined, because most of these things are online. A rural woman in the market doesn't have a smartphone. So how will she even know that there's a grant going on somewhere? So it's all about knowledge and then passing information to them. And then if an NGO comes out and says, okay, there's a grant going on somewhere, I want you guys to apply. Then if you're successful, we're going to give you so amount of money. And then if it's something that is repayable, it can be paid back. But going to the loan for them, I think it's going to be difficult unless, because if they're going to open an account, they might open just a savings account, but not a registered business account, which the banks will not listen to them. So they can access those things through grants or through NGOs that will now come and say, okay, we want to partner with rural women or we want to partner with widows in this sector. And they come out and give them money and fund their businesses.
For someone now who is watching and does not understand, what is the difference between a grant and a loan? Okay.
Like a grant, it's money that somebody will say, okay, I have this sum of money with me and I need to like give it out to people who qualified people, like say, per se rather. And grants doesn't have any interest on it, attached to it. But loan, banks are in the business of making profits. And the bank does not even have money per se. They just collect money from people that have and give to people that need it. So they are also in business. So bank loans are attached with interests, okay? Whereas when you're giving a grant, it is not supposed to have any interest. Even if it's going to be repaid, some of them are free. When they give you those grants, they'll just give it to you and say, go and do anything you want to do with it. However, I'm always like, there's something I'm going to do for teenage girls in my community. The empowerment you do for somebody, you have to follow up and know if that person really used that money for the purpose. Because if you give that person money and you walk away, he or she might use it for a different purpose and still go back to square one.
I think that's a challenge most people are facing today.
Yeah.
Would you say it's because of the economic situation right now in the country that they get a grant and they don't use it for what they asked for?
You know, problem, they say there's this, in Pidgin Palace, while I know they finish. So you might give me money now for my business, and by the time I get home today, and most of them don't even run an account. They do this ajo kind of.
Yes.
And what if that person runs away with that money? It's gone. And again, if you know that you're not going to use that money for that purpose, there are other problems facing you. You might get home and you want to use the money for food. The economic situation in the country can cause that. But if there's checks and balances, there should be a record. Madam, okay, we are giving you this money. In 3 months' time, We're going to come back and we'll see what is in your shop and then money that you have at hand, and ensure that they also run an account, because it's very, very important. That 1,000 you give to their job person to keep for you, or the thrift person to keep for you, you can as well go to the bank and drop it. And it's safe. So we should also tell them, this is the job of the bankers right now. I'm not going to do their job for them, because they also have their targets to meet, okay?
Sure.
But if I'm giving somebody money, assuming my NGO now is going to give somebody money, we're not going to just give you the money and walk away. We'll be on you. We'll monitor your day-to-day activities. We'll know what you're doing with that fund, because if you misuse it, that means it's defeated the aim that we gave you the money in the first place.
Don't you think market women, indigent women, should be helped when it comes to giving out loans, teaching them to save in the banks?
Yes, saving culture is even important to everyone as a human being.
Because you mentioned the adjusting, that someone can move away with the money.
Yes. You know, some banks now, they have what they call direct sales agents. These direct sales agents are the ones that go, right, even if it's 500 you want to save, they'll collect the money from you and they pay it into your account. I don't know if all the banks do it, but I know that some banks, they do the direct sales agent stuff, okay? So they come to their target market is always the market women. Because a market woman cannot leave her shop and say she wants to go and pay 1,000 in the bank. She prefers to give it to this thrift person that comes to her. So if the bankers can now take those things to them, even right there, they will see the alerts. They'll be comfortable and they want to do business with you. And those pools of funds are what the bank needs to give out as loans. So they need to increase the number of direct sales agents that each bank have, so that they can at least 1 person to 10 market women. Yeah, it will just help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melinda Gates said empowering women was the single most powerful lever for improving lives of women or humans. True or false?
Very, very true.
How?
Like I said before, when you empower a woman, you empower a nation, you empower a family. Amanda, you know that as women, we do 70% of work in the family front without being paid.
Sure.
A woman wakes up in the morning, she tends to the children, gets them ready to go to work, to school. She cooks for them. The husband maybe might be sleeping. Even if the husband has gone to work, only keeping the house clean is enough job. She still finishes that chores, goes to the market or goes to her own office, does her own work, comes back to the house with the husband, probably at the same time. She still enters the kitchen, prepare the food. We know they tire.
If you ask me, who I go ask?
So empowering a woman is very key, because when you do that, and when somebody is empowered, you have the freedom to do things yourself.
Sure.
You have this power, this will, there's this strength, inner strength that you have. But you now, when you look at your account and there's no money in your account, how do you feel?
Topic for another day.
Okay. So we need to empower women. We need to empower women.
Okay, like we've mentioned it, but most importantly, apart from all these you mentioned, socially, economically, why is it very important?
In the social aspect, there are different types of empowerment. There's political, there's social, there's educational, and so other, psychological and all that. Socially, women we like Owambe, especially the Yoruba people, and it has gone down to other parts of the country. When you come to, maybe if there's a wedding ceremony, if my daughter is getting married today, Amanda, the kind of ashebi that I would do, you would think that maybe she's the only person that her daughter is getting married. That's our pride, especially African women.
Because you're
we
financially capable.
If you're not financially capable, you can't do anything. It will be, let me just use it, will be hungering you to do it. But you can't do it because you don't have the wherewithal. There's no money in the pocket. But if you have it, and you're highly placed in the society, you will go all out to do it. It's once in a lifetime thing. So that's in the social angle. Then educationally, that's why it's good to train a child, especially a girl child. Because when you train a girl child, she's independent. You don't just start from maybe when the person is a teenager. No. When the person is still in the crèche, start then to train your girl child and teach her the things to do, the things not to do. So by the time the person is growing up, she already knows what she wants in life. And she can stand out anywhere. Sorry, I have to also go personal in this because the way I train my children, even before they got to secondary school, I took them to, at least they started flying. It's not everywhere that will have that means. But at least take your children, even if you're in a particular location, there's a cinema, take them to cinema. It doesn't cost much. One, you're making them to feel, oh, nobody, even if somebody says, okay, I'll take you to cinema, the person will be like, what's in cinema? But if that person has not tasted that, you think that is a big deal. So when you train a woman educationally, when you train a woman, the person will definitely stand out and then do things that even you yourself, you'll be amazed that this person is doing this kind of a thing. Like I said, the VC of Futo today is a woman. So if she did not empower herself or if she did not package herself in that way, she wouldn't be in that position right now. So women should wake up and do things that are laudable.
Being in the bank.
Okay.
What is the worst case scenario you've seen when it comes to empowering women?
Okay.
Who like indigent women who will come to the bank probably to seek for a loan and all that?
Like I said, the bank will not give you a loan if your business is not structured, is not registered. So they will start with a process. Okay, can you open a savings account first of all? Then if you now see the kind of business you're doing, because the tomato seller or the okra seller in the market that probably uses 10,000 naira capital to fund her business might not really expect to get a loan from the bank. Don't misquote me or don't misunderstand me, because her level of business is still down there. But let's take a structured business person that is a woman there. Yes, if you really know what you're doing in your business and you have your business registered and you are running your accounts such that the bank knows that your turnover is okay and you're going to get this loan. Of course, if you apply and everything works out fine, you will get the money. Okay? Now, there's another topic for another day because different kinds of loan has different purposes. And some loans, when you misuse some loans and give it a wrong purpose, it starts going bad from the day one.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
We'll hold it right there. We've been discussing women and finance. We'll be going on a short break. And when we come back, we'll be discussing how to provide solutions that will help in empowering women. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we will realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite. This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television Star Times Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, and UHF Channel 38.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Feminine Scope, and we're talking women and finance. Before we went on a short break, we were discussing about loans. Now we're going to talk about how to provide solutions in empowering women. We're back, ma'am.
Thank you.
So how can women access loans to help boost their businesses or to help set up their businesses?
Okay, thank you for that question, because it's a very vital question. Now, as a bank loan coach, I advise every market woman to structure your business. When I mean structuring your business, you have to open account, register your business with Corporate Affairs Commission. We have Corporate Affairs Commission in every state capital and the FCT. So it's not something that is hidden. So when you register your business with Corporate Affairs Commission, and then you have your tax identification number, it comes with it as a package at the point of registration. Then you open an account with that registered business name. Because there are a lot of people that have been running businesses without registering it. And people have known them with that name. So when they go to corporate affairs to register, they will tell them that the name has been used. And these are names that they've already done invoices on. They've already been trading with that name, with their suppliers. So it's very good that you register your business. And when you register your business, open an account with it. And make sure, if you want a loan from the bank, make sure that every 1 naira you sell goes straight to that bank as deposits. Even if you put in money in the morning and withdraw it in the evening, it has gone through the bank. That's the only way the bank will know that you're really in business. So when you now come for a loan, they will go back to your statement of accounts, which is what you've been doing every time you sell. Even if you're in a service-oriented industry, make sure that you pass through your account every money that you sell. That's how you build your turnover. That's how you build your statement of account for processing loans. So that is how they can access loan.
Okay, we talked about people running small businesses. What of the vegetable seller, the potato seller, the tomato seller in the markets? How can they access loans?
That's a very hard, tough question, Amanda, because like I said before, banks are in the business of making profits. A bank can, unless they form a cooperative now, they can form a cooperative and then come as a cooperative and access agricultural loans. That's another way to it. Because if they form like, okay, let's use for instance, Gwarimpa markets. If the market women, they have a cooperative called Gwarimpa Market Women Association. They will register it in corporate affairs too. And then they will have their board of trustees and all those stuff. Then they come together as a group. And the bank can give them loan as a group. So that is how that works. For all those Gary sellers and tomato sellers, they have to form a group as a cooperative.
Why is women empowerment essential for economic development?
Very vital question too. Empower a woman, empower a nation. If a woman has 50 naira with her now, I'm just using 50 naira as an example. That 50 naira, she's going to use that 50 naira to do a lot of things. It's like in the Bible, the parable of the talents, and I can't remember what it is now, but the man was traveling and he gave his servants some money. So those servants are like women, because some of them, the first person went and I think hid it or something, and then some other people went and used that money. Those people that use that money to trade, they are like women, because a woman cannot just sit at home and just be looking at things. No. Women are industrious. They are resilient. They are hardworking. Under the rain and in the sun, they're like coppers. Under the rain and they will be working hard to make sure that the family front is protected. And that is how economically they also strive. If you go to the market today and take a head count, you will see that women are always more in number than men. So that shows you that women, when they are empowered, the economic value of that country or of that state, it's always high. So we need to empower them. Empowering them means giving them that strength to fall back to something, to give them, okay, this is power. We are giving you power. And they don't misuse it. A woman can have, like my children will tell you that, grandma has money. Have you checked the head of her wrapper? That's where they put the money. And she knows that that money is there for a purpose. She cannot just hoard the money just because she wants to have the money. No. So we need to empower women economically so that they can also produce things that will make the economy to grow.
Let's talk about the girl child, empowering the girl child. We know in the era of social media, the slave queens. Most of the girl children are not ready to, the female children, they are not ready to walk. What advice would you give parents, especially mothers, on empowering their female children?
Okay, that one now is something that is like family oriented. Yes, when a child is born, even if you're the one that gave birth to that child, immediately that child is born, belongs to the society. I can see a child that is not mine and I'll correct that child because I want to make a good society. Now, slave queen, what are you slaying without money in your pocket? That is when you want to belong, you want to become what you are not, and then you start doing things that you're not supposed to do. Right from time, we are supposed to start training our children as mothers. We're supposed to start training our children with skills. Train them in skill acquisition right from time. Like my daughter, my children can do small chops, they can bake. So if you're a baker and you have your children around you, let them be part of your business. If you're a garri seller, I used to sell garri for my mom in those days in secondary school. So if you're a garri seller, try and make your children or your girl child to be part of that business. If you go to the village rural markets to buy things, once in a while, take her along with you. Let her understand the rudiments, the things that she needs to do as a girl child. Because this girl child we are talking about, tomorrow they're going to become mothers. And if they're not taking charge of, from the roots, they're going to deviate and they're not going to form good families. So we need to train our children from day one. Don't wait until they get advice from their friends in the school. No, but they might get into the wrong person that will advise them wrongly. So as a mother, my advice is that we should train our children from day one, especially the girl child, so that we'll train a nation.
Are there policies that affect this empowerment for women? Like
government policies? None that I know of. They don't affect it negatively. Policies are meant to improve what we are already doing. Okay? Now, if there's no policy that said a woman cannot get a loan from the bank, no. What is good for the geese is good for the gander. So what a woman can do even much better.
Will they agree?
They will. They have to. It's a woman's world. It's a woman's world. They have to. If they don't want, we'll stuff it down their throat. That's a lighter mood.
On a lighter mood.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about empowering women financially. Have you seen, being a banker of over 15 years, have you seen women who have been given loans that have mismanaged it and has not been able to pay? And what was the repercussion?
I think I'm going to talk about this one generally, okay? Not just women now.
Okay.
I said something before. Like there's a post I made. I said there are things the bankers will not tell you about loan that I will tell you as a loan coach. What am I trying to say? Every loan has its own purpose. If you apply for a loan in the bank now as a business person, there's supposed to be purpose of the loan on your offer letter. Purpose of the loan. And that purpose is what the money is meant for. Amanda, if a businesswoman comes to me now and you're into like selling of, you sell like rice in bags, I know that every day you come out to your shop, you must sell, right? Even if you don't sell much, maybe one bag or even half a bag, you must sell. Even if you don't sell today, you will sell tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now, if you come to the bank for loan, the first question I will ask you is, what do you need this loan for? As your advisor, if you come to me, let me not use the bank now, I'll ask you, what do you need the loan for? Some people tell you, I want to expand my business. That's ambiguous. Expansion of business comes in different ways. Do you want to buy a truck for delivery? Do you want to get a second shop? Do you want to get a warehouse? Do you want to buy goods? So each and every one of these things has its own purpose, and its different loans suit each of them. Like if you tell me, okay, I want to buy some goods to stock for December sales, what I'm going to give you, I'll give you two options. One is either I give you an overdraft or I'll give you a term loan. But for a business person, I always prefer overdraft. Ask me why.
Why?
Now, how does an overdraft work? An overdraft is for day-to-day, like somebody that runs his business as in on a daily basis, you make money. Let me take an instance. If I give you an overdraft of 1 million naira, for instance, the bank charges you the interest on that overdraft every day that the account is overdrawn. Let me bring it down to layman's tone now. If you apply for an overdraft, it means that if you have 10 naira in your account as your account balance, the bank will now make your account to be, you can draw up to 1 million naira, which is the amount of the loan. So you can issue a check of 1 million naira today if your overdraft is approved. Now, if you issue a check of 1 million, the person goes to the bank, probably withdraws the money and go and buy goods, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm buying from Lagos and I'm in Abuja. Now the goods, not that I don't have any goods in my shop, there are still goods there and I'm still selling. Now the ones I ordered from Lagos might come in probably in the next 1 week. Now the one I have in my shop, and I took the money today, and maybe I sell 200,000. Now, for your interest not to be reading very high, that 200,000 you sold tomorrow, you will sell tomorrow. Make sure it goes to the bank. Some banks do Saturday banking. If that money goes to the bank, that means you're not owing the bank 1 million for tomorrow. You're owing them 800,000 because you already paid in 200,000. Mm. Now, this thing I'm saying now, I collect money to say it, but because we're on your show, I'm going to leverage on this show and I will educate them.
Yes.
So that bank is now, you're owing the bank to 800,000 because you already paid in 200,000 that you sold on Saturday. Then for the bank, they will charge you based on 800,000 for that day. If, okay, Sunday comes, Monday, you sell another 200,000 and pay it into your account. The bank will charge you on 600,000, which you're owing them for Monday. Now, assuming the goods that you now brought in came in, and somebody maybe came and bought goods worth 1 million from you. Instead of you to paying the money in the bank, and then took that money straight to your supplier to give you another goods, you're shooting yourself in the leg. Why? Because if you pay in that 1 million naira the person gave you into your account, you have 1.4, right? Mm-hmm. You're not owing the bank any money for Tuesday, and they're not going to charge you any interest because your account is no longer overdrawn. Okay. You now have balance that can take care of the loan, and then you still have more. So at the end of the month, all these charges they are taking every day for all the interest, whatever charges, they will now accumulate them and drop it into your account as debit interest for the first month of the loan. So if you are paying him money and taking it, paying him money and taking it, and then your account was not like overdrawn all throughout the month, you're going to have a little amount of interest paid. But if you withdraw that 1 million and you walk away, that's why loans go bad, and you walk away, that loan is going to accumulate so much interest that you not be like, oh, bank money is Ogwego money in Igbo parlance.
Your final words, what is the best way to empower women?
Women, even as a woman myself, I need to also empower myself. How will I empower myself? If you don't make yourself available for something to happen, it will never happen. As a woman, try to also train yourself in a particular field so that when they say, what do? You will say, this is what I do. Have an address. Having an address in what sense? Have a business. So that when there's a grant going on somewhere, you'll be entitled to it. And then you'll be empowered. You can't just fold your arms and be in the house and then somebody will come and give you money from nowhere. No, it doesn't happen that way. Then if you're into business, a structured business, make sure that you run your business according to the terms. Open a corporate account, a registered account with CAC. Open an account with the bank. Then if there's a loan going on, like these loans that I said that they have in the banks for women, you can access it. It's very easy. Ignorance is not an excuse, please. Try to empower yourself as a woman so that even if there's help coming, you'll be there to receive it.
We sincerely appreciate you for taking our time to be with us.
Thank you.
And we hope that next time when we call, you answer us.
I'm just a phone call away. Thank you.
My guest has been humanitarian Elizabeth Udo Kalu, an ex-banker, a business owner and coach. She's the convener of Niger Business Owners, a business-oriented online coaching for SME businesses. Finally, women contribute enormously to economies, whether in businesses, on farms, as entrepreneurs or employees, or by doing unpaid care work at the home. Empowering women helps them to have personal or even business bank accounts and are confident using them, knowing that they worked hard for it. Women can be financially resilient. They are savers and are able to access loans, building a future for themselves and their families. This simply means that families and the entire society flourish. Women can break the cycle of poverty and hunger. Women are truly saving and changing lives. That's the much we can take on the program. Until next week, bye-bye.